Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm MK
And I'm Courtney.
and Courtney. How are you?
Well, I've forgotten how to podcast as we've just discovered together.
That's okay.
Um, which is fine. But I'm here. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys.
Yeah.
Um, and it is the end of football season. When this comes out, probably it will be the
It'll,
the
yeah.
the week of Super Bowl or before. Like,
No, this one. What? No,
like,
this one will come out supposedly
oh, you're a
next.
Monday, so supposedly next Monday, next Sunday.
Yeah.
So
So,
we won't even know the results of the Sunday game yet. So like
yeah,
we're still in the same boat
but
today.
yeah, but to be fair, I won't be watching any games next week or maybe ever again. So,
Well, I have made, much like you in the Olympics, I have made the NFL my entire personality. And I think it is a detriment to my health and to my relationships, but it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. It's who I am now. I cried over football this week. I don't know that I've cried over football recently
Um,
because the
yeah.
Saints haven't had a lot of success in a while. So it's been a minute since I've been like super emotional. But like every new coach, I'm like, this person, like, we'll get to it on your half. So I'm not gonna get too far in right now. But like, I don't know, like the Saints, I've been mad. I'm still mad. I understand we haven't played in 3 weeks now. I don't know. I'm still mad that we didn't put Shuck in until halfway season. And I will die being mad
Yeah.
about this, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Rattler, I don't care. I don't care. I understand you support your team. I hate Rattler. That man is not very good at football. And Nick has said it the best. He says he's a really good second string quarterback. And I was like, probably. I said, however, I'm so mad at him. And he's so cocky. Like I ended up on Saints TikTok, of course. And of course, I see a lot of Cam Jordan, and Cam Jordan has earned his right and everything. Everything
Yeah.
he wants, he can have. He is the light of New Orleans. He is the
Yeah.
light of the Saints. Like, absolutely. You go talk big game. Rattler hasn't, and
Yeah.
Rattler thinks he has. And I just can't get past him. And Shuck is just a baby, and he's just doing so. Like I am surprised by how good I feel about our next year's season. And we get such an early draft pick.
That is
Um,
nice. That's
like
nice.
it's
Yeah.
gonna
I'm happy for
really be
you.
nice. I'm mad about every other team that's lost. I really thought like
No,
obviously,
I literally went 0 for 4 in the divisional round. Not a
yeah.
single game went the way I wanted it to.
I did want, well, here's the thing. I went 2 for 4 because I wanted the Patriots to win because I hate Sean McVay. And I found out that Puka Nacua is super anti-Semitic, and I didn't know that till like 2 days ago.
Oh.
So I feel justified that I hate Sean McVay and I hate his team. And the Patriots are no longer Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, so I feel a little bit like less icky. I like Mike
See,
Vrabel.
which is fair. Um,
Yeah,
as a born and raised Buffalo
sure,
person, I it's a little harder for me,
sure.
but also like, um, I have family in Houston. Like that's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it
and
would
you're a
have,
49ers because you like Cat McCaffrey. I see,
yeah.
I don't like them either. So I wanted them to lose too.
See, well, my reason for wanting the Seahawks to lose is I wanted McCaffrey when I like the 49ers.
Mm.
But also post the game, I realized how much I actually needed the Seahawks to lose. Because obviously all the teams that we love lost. I cried a
Yes.
lot about football this week. But
Mhm.
then, like you were just saying about Rattler hasn't earned shit in this in your city. The only person who has more respect and love in the city of Buffalo than Josh Allen is Sean McDermott.
Uh,
And I'm gonna cry just talking about it now because Monday morning we woke up to the news that the Bills had fired our head coach.
with no
Um,
good reason. That was the worst firing I've ever seen.
so There were rumblings around Buffalo that if we didn't make it this year, it would probably be the end for him because after 9 years of never getting over that hump, like we just keep making it and then to the playoffs. Like we've made it to the playoffs like 8 years in a row without a single like anything to show for it. We haven't won a division, like an AFC division or like conference. We haven't won like a Super Bowl. Like it's bad. I get it. The problem isn't the coaching or the play calling. Truly, the biggest problem is the refs. But that because
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
I literally told Dan we did not lose that game to the Broncos. We lost that game to the
yeah.
refs. And
100%.
then of course
100%.
when the exact same play happened in the Sunday night game
And they reviewed it.
and they reviewed it
I
and did
lost my
call it a
mind.
catch, I
Mhm.
actually contemplated murder. But that I'm
I
not
was so
even
loud.
I'm not even as upset. And at this point, I honestly think what they did was they fired Coach McDermott so that we would all be more upset about something else than what's going on in the NFL. But
Probably.
the biggest problem is that the real reason the Bills can't win a game is because we have arguably, and like obviously I have personal connections, but statistically, arguably, like it's not even just like my feelings about Josh. Statistically, we have arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in the league.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we have no one for him to play with. Our
And your defense has got to pick it up.
our general manager, who has been in charge of drafts for the last 8 years, who has given us absolutely nothing, who has fucked our roster and our cap so we can't expand our roster, instead of him being the one who was fired, he was promoted and is now in charge of picking a new coach.
I will
Which,
tell you, you did get lucky this year with getting Brandon Cooks because we, for some
oh,
godly reason,
I,
dropped him so you could pick him up. No trade,
yes,
no nothing. It's fine.
yes.
And so you do, which obviously that was a late season addition, so
Mhm.
that didn't.
It was a late season addition. It had nothing to do with the draft. I'm very glad we have him. He's a great addition to the team. But
Yeah.
and that
But that
doesn't
is
mean
not
like
the norm of
no,
how that
exactly.
goes.
Exactly. I mean, look at the other people we've picked up. Joshua Palmer, Mecole Hardman, Curtis Samuel, all people who like are past their prime, like should
Mhm.
not be. It's insane. Um, the other problem with fucking Brandon Bean, piece of shit that he is, being in charge of the coaching decision is that we in Buffalo all already know what that means is going to happen.
I'm so nervous for you.
If this man hires Brian Dable as our head coach, I will never watch another Bills game. Like, and I'm that angry about it.
I don't know if I could be a Bills fan anymore if they hire
Right.
Brandon Table. He's why I stopped being a Giants fan.
Like I cannot, and like I was born in the era of losing the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
Sure. Has nothing to
I
do with losing.
no, like
It's,
I grew up with being the worst team in the entire NFL and still sticking by them. I don't know if I can do that
I don't know. I think we were
with
pretty close when we were growing
oh,
up.
that's true. But I don't know if I can do that with the idiocy that is happening.
Proven record of terrible decisions. For 3 years, I have yelled about him with the Giants. I thought when I moved to New
Well, and
York,
here's the thing,
I was going to be a Giants
he
fan.
went to the Giants because we let him
3 years
go.
ago. Right, right,
Why do we want him back? We let him go in the
right.
first place.
I know my biggest win for you guys would be if Mike Tomlin's like, you know what? The Bills are available. I'm not going to retire. Like,
See, I
I
actually don't
would,
think so. I mean, Mike Tomlin is good, but the Steelers
it's a
have the
different
same,
style.
it is a different side, but the Steelers have the same problem the Bills do. They make it to the playoffs every year and they never win.
I'll tell
So,
you though, the joy of my face when Aaron Rodgers didn't win.
oh, absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
the best part of the playoffs.
No, that's fine. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. But
I know.
the Tomlin's track record is the same as McDermott's. So like I don't think he's
Yeah,
even in consideration for us.
probably not.
Um
I've said
the
this, everyone disagrees with me, but I think Mike McDaniel would be okay. because
Yeah, I don't. I
I
just
know you don't, but I feel it okay. But I learned what happened is I learned recently the podcast is to casuals. Her boyfriend's Dan Soder, comedian, and he's best friends with Mike McDermott or Mike McDaniel, and that's why I've heard so much about him. And I've
Mm,
heard all these backstories and stuff because I like went to school together from like seventh grade on. Like, so they're like besties. And I didn't realize his season was actually better when he moved to Miami
yeah,
until he started playing with freaking Tua.
yeah,
And they have such a like that's such a terrible team to try and keep together.
yeah.
And like I
Well,
don't think he's as bad as everyone thinks he is. Um and
no,
over
and
Dable, I'd pick him over Dable.
oh, I mean, I would pick him over Dable. I have my heart, Dan and I have our heart set on someone, and this is why I need the Seahawks to lose because I need them to be able to have their coaches open for interviews ASAP so that we can do this because Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks right now, and I think he would his coaching style and who and what his record is and the drive that he would have, I think would be perfect. And I'm so sure about this. The Seattle like website, like there were newspapers in Seattle that immediately were like, oh God, they're gonna take Clinton. Like Seattle is preparing for
Yeah.
us to swoop him up.
I mean, that's what we did last year because we waited till, I mean, they won the Super Bowl, obviously. We waited till after the Super Bowl and snapped up Kellen Moore. He was the offensive coordinator
Yeah.
um, for the Eagles, and he is, I love him. I don't care. Some people don't like him. I think it's
Yeah.
because he's Mormon, which I obviously don't care what your religion is.
Yeah.
But like, I love him. I love him. I love Shuck. I'm thrilled with our lineup. But that's what we did. We had to wait till after the Super Bowl, and then it's
Yeah.
like next day they were like, Kellen Moore to the Saints. And I was like,
I just keep laughing at all the memes of people saying that John Harbaugh signing with the Jets the day before they fired McDermott.
Giants.
Or the Giants, yes, that's what I meant. But John Harbaugh signed to the Giants the day before they hired McDermott. How much is he regretting his life?
Right? I think that every day.
I
I've
mean,
since that has come out, I guess it's yesterday, but
yeah,
every like I feel like it's every like few hours. I'm like, ah, John, bless him.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's probably going to be good for the Giants,
Yeah.
and I am happy for them. But he's got to completely restructure. Jackson
Oh,
Dart
yeah.
and Cam Scatterbo is not your answer. It
No.
is a play. It's a move. It might
Yeah.
get some good things, but they're not consistent and they're
Yeah.
not stable enough to be your team.
Correct.
But I mean, I thought I mean, he just had a hard time with the Ravens this past year with
Yeah.
like Lamar being out so much. But
Well,
like,
and
I
that's
think
and
the
I
coach
think
still,
that's I mean, obviously McDermott being fired is the worst one, but I did think Harbaugh being fired was
hmm
arguably also a terrible decision because the
yeah.
Ravens have been on the top for how long until this year, and it was because
And they
multiple,
still pulled
they're
through pretty far.
right, um, they're multiple time MVP quarterback who they have structured their entire like game around because they could got
Yeah.
injured. Like
Because he's been consistent.
he
Like
has.
he's not been the top, but he's been really good and he's been consistent. He doesn't get hurt a lot until this year.
Yeah,
When I had him in my fantasy league, it's fine. But like
me too.
I know you too, I know. But like it's
I
just
I was so lucky that very early in the year I picked up Drake May as my backup quarterback. Otherwise,
yes, that was
I would have been wrecked.
I you would have been me. Um, you would have been me
Yeah.
struggling every week for who I was gonna put in as a backup, and I even picked up Aaron Rodgers at one point. Like I it
Hmm.
was not a good year for me in
No.
quarterbacks in my family league. Um, 'Cause, him and who's the other one I hate that I picked up too? Oh, Matt Stafford. I just hate Matt Stafford. I don't know if he's hateable, but I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
Um, but he was my backup QB too. I didn't realize Matt Ryan is moving into the business side of the Falcons. I hate him too. I was thinking of another quarterback I hated.
Uh,
Um, just
I mean,
recently. And like that's I hate the Falcons
I'll
more
be
than anything.
honest. I hate a lot of people.
Yeah.
What this playoffs weekend has taught me more than anything, though, is that if I could physically harm any one person connected to the NFL and get away with it, it would be Tony Romo. What a
Bro.
fucking
Why
piece of
is he
shit.
still around? I understand. I understand he's won a lot of awards and a lot of football games. But like Get out of here. You are not doing it for the league. Like you are only hurting the
Even when,
league.
but here's the thing, even when he was good, he wasn't like top five good. I don't understand.
No,
He's like, Tom
because he
Brady,
was the
I,
Cowboys America's team. That was his time.
Tom Brady can commentate every single game in the entire NFL season, and I will be fine. And as
Except the
a,
Raiders, because I have strong feelings about that.
oh, I didn't watch that one, so I don't know what he
No,
said.
he's part
What?
owner in the Raiders.
Oh,
He's not
right.
supposed to be commentating at all, much less.
Well,
There.
but here's the thing. Even though he clearly has ties to the Patriots, he has ties to the Raiders, he
Yeah.
has ties to the Bucks. He has obviously, and he's not afraid to talk about it. He is so honest
Yeah.
about what is happening. And sometimes he's funny. He says weird things that I'm like, you should not have said that out loud.
I don't
That's
know that he knows that he's funny, but yeah.
well, no, because he the one time he just kept talking about how big Josh Allen's butt was for like 3 minutes.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, Tom, what are you doing?
I don't think he knows what he's saying sometimes, but
Correct.
it's like you're allowed to be there because there are other people that say dumber stuff than you do.
Right. But Tony
Um,
Romo is biased. He lies. He just says things. And then he gets up in arms about things that he has no reason to be up in arms because
yeah,
the Bills game went to overtime. And so obviously the commentator started discussing the changes to the overtime playoff rules.
sure,
And then
because they
the
keep changing.
right. And then the other guy who was commentating, who I can't remember his name,
I don't
was
remember.
talking about how it was the Bills Chiefs game that finally broke the NFL to change the playoff rules, which is true. We were all there. It was 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Like people didn't forget.
and Tony Romo starts arguing that that was not the game that caused it and that the Bills have nothing to do with this.
I know. He's he sucks so hard.
He
Like
called Josh Allen, he called Josh Allen Mahomes twice during that game.
I know. I know. He's he sucks so bad. Like
Well, yeah, but you know what the biggest problem is that he's not sucking Mahomes, which is what he's upset about.
true.
I'm so over him. He's the only person that I
I've
would
never liked him.
I didn't like him when he was married to Carrie Underwood. I thought she could have done better.
I always forget they were married to each other until you've just said that. That's
But
a
but
blast of the past.
I would commit bodily harm to that man and feel nothing.
Yeah, I'm so you know one thing that shocked me. I this is gonna go too long. Um, that Austin Eckler was commenting on the Washington game. This was like
Oh,
Christmas. This was it's since we've recorded, but not yesterday.
yeah.
Austin Eckler was commenting on the Washington game, and I was like, "What is like?" I was so good, and people just like didn't talk about it, and I talked about it for 20 minutes at the beginning of the game because I was like, "What is happening? This is you are an active roster player, unless they dropped him before the game and I didn't know it. He's been in IR all season, so he was out all season, but
Yeah.
like." You're active roster still. Like I had to go look and I was like, I'm pretty sure you're still active. How are you commenting? And like I would say he did a really good job of being an active roster and commentating
Yeah.
fairly. And I mean, he did say they were like picking their wins, and he was like, "Well, I can't not pick Washington to win."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sure,
Valid.
obviously,
Right.
fine."
Do
But
you
like
know
he
what?
was, I really liked him as a commentator, though. I wouldn't mind if he like came on when he retired
You know
this year.
what?
I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's the thing is like I don't pick these people based on my football preferences and my teams because
Hmm.
I obviously growing up in Buffalo in the era of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski are two of my least favorite
Oh my
people
God! Right?
on the
Yeah, yeah,
planet. If the two of them wanted to commentate every game, I would watch it.
sure, yeah.
They're fine.
Gronk
They
is playing in the Olympics, I believe, for flag football.
oh, I love that.
I recently heard that, and I got kind of confused on what was going on because I think they're playing like, or maybe he's going to another country to play flag football in a different league. There was a whole thing. I meant to look
Huh.
it up, but him and Jaden Daniels, it's a weird roster of like people that are playing flag football, whether it's for the Olympics or for another country in a different league. But
Huh.
like active people. I mean, Gronk obviously isn't, but like
Well,
Jaden
so here's
Daniels
the thing.
obviously is.
He's not playing from what I can tell, and this is I'm just scrolling really fast. This is the first year that flag football is in the Olympics.
Hmm.
So like most of the people who are part of
Oh,
like the fanatic.
I've found my answer.
Oh, okay.
Um, they're all playing in the Saudi Arabia tournament for flag football in March. It's not related
Yes,
to the
it's
I
not
just
related.
assumed this.
Yeah, no, it's because so flag football is like an up and coming thing, and
Right.
they're like part of the leagues that are trying to like get it to be, and like the Bills sponsor some stuff too, because like our school had
Hmm.
girls flag football for the first time last year, and like it's a big deal in like high schools and stuff to get flag football more out there. And so he's doing a lot with promoting flag football, and so they're like playing in these like like a bunch them and a bunch of other NFL retired NFL players are playing in this international league as like a um way to spread flag football to other places in the world. They are not
Yeah.
playing at the
Oh, it's a
Olympics.
Fanatics one.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
so that's what the NBA and WNBA do, and so I was wondering if they
Yeah.
were doing like that. So I need to read you the list of people that are playing.
I
Tom
know
Brady,
I was like I know
Andy
Gronk and
Daniels,
Brady and are doing it.
Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, if he's not in jail, Max Crosby, Miles Garrett, Sauce Gardner, Brock Bowers, and Odell Beckham Jr. And the coaches involved are Pete Carroll, also fired, Sean Payton, and
Hate
Kyle
him.
Shanahan. You hate Sean Payton? He was my guy. I mean, you lost to the Broncos, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But I don't hate Sean Payton. I mean, I wish he wouldn't have left us for money, but he won us the Super Bowl, so I'll always have a special place in my heart for him.
that's fine. I don't like him.
Um,
I don't like him because I don't like
I don't like Kyle
how.
Shanahan.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't have any feelings about Pete Carroll. I'm sorry he got fired for his sake, I guess. But
Yeah. Pete Carroll was with the Seahawks forever, and he was good with the Seahawks.
you know,
So, whatever.
yeah, I'm only okay with the Seahawks winning because Shaheed is with them now, and
For some reason, my
for good
brother at a
reason.
very young age weirdly like became obsessed with the Seahawks, and so like
I hated him.
my family made fun of him for a long time.
Mhm.
But then like there would be games
Fair.
where no one that I liked was there, but the Seahawks were, and so for my brother's sake, I would root for the Seahawks. So I like have a weird sort of respect for them.
Yeah, I've always hated the Seahawks. I've always hated all the bird teams.
But that's also fair because you're an
Except the
NFC.
Ravens.
But that's
Yeah,
also fair because you're an NFC girl and I'm an AFC girl, so my feelings on NFC
right.
teams are much less.
Well, I've always hated the Falcons, the Eagles, the Seahawks. That was my trifecta of bird teams I hated. I never had any strong feelings against the Ravens, mainly because one of the guys that was on our team when I worked in football was signed with the Ravens when he left. And I was like, oh, we don't hate the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I've really turned over on some bird teams. Like I wanted the Eagles to win last week, which was weird for me. I want the Seahawks to win now, I think, especially with Shaheed there. Falcons, I'll never like. I don't care. They could take our entire state's team, and I would just be like, nope. I hope you lose. I hope you are buried into the ground. Um, but yeah, so I'm okay if the Seahawks win it all. I'm honestly okay if the Patriots win. I like that's a weird feeling for me to have.
No, no, no. This is what I want, and this is awful. I want the Super Bowl to be the Broncos versus the, oh God, who was the other team? Not the Seahawks. Who's the other one who's playing next week?
The Patriots and Texans. Did the Texans win? No, they
Texans
played the
lost. No,
Patriots.
that the Patriots are playing the Broncos. Who's playing the Seahawks? What other NFC team is in it?
I don't know. Let's see. Um, you'd think I know it's an NFC
Yeah.
team. But where's my next
It's whoever
conference
beat the
championship?
Bears. The Packers?
Rams. Oh God, I
The
hate the
Rams. The Rams.
Rams.
No, that's the
I
thing.
hope it's Seahawks, Broncos is what you want.
No, but I want it because I want it to be a terrible game. I want it to be the Broncos and I want it to be the Rams and I want everyone to get hurt and I want them to have to deal with trying to market a Super Bowl with a backup QB because
You know the Broncos aren't going to make it there
Bo Nix
without their
is
QB.
Bo Nix is out for the season.
I know.
But I want them to have to try to market a Super Bowl with a backup fucking quarterback after all the smoke they've blown up Bo Nix's ass. Like that's all I want.
Yeah. I will say there's not a world that I want Sean Payton to win a Super Bowl without the Saints. So while I don't hate him as a person, I can't justify him winning a Super Bowl without being the
Oh,
Saints coach.
which is fair. I don't want them to
But
win.
I
I don't.
also can't root for the Rams, so it needs to be a Seahawks Broncos game if we're
I
going to
think
do
my
that.
friend's brother is on the Rams.
Well, um,
What team
if they're
does
not Puka Nacua or Sean McVay, I probably don't hate them as a person.
hold
Um,
on. He Professional career.
What's his name? Are they
Sean,
active?
uh, yeah, yeah, Sean Dolek.
That sounds vaguely familiar. No.
He's
I hate the Rams. So I'd really like a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl. That's what I want. And I'd rather the Seahawks win. Um,
oh, he got placed on IR 2 weeks ago for an
oh,
injured
bummer.
knee. But he was playing the whole time, the whole season, but he just got placed on IR for a knee injury 2 weeks ago.
I
Um,
wouldn't mind Shaheed getting a ring. So that's why I'm rooting for them. And because I would hate to have to root for the Rams or the Broncos. So,
well, I'm not gonna watch the Super Bowl anyway. Dan and I already decided we're gonna turn on Bad Bunny's show, and then that's it. Neither of us like Bad Bunny.
ooh, see if they'll do if you get the opening show too. Green Day's doing it.
We neither of us even like Bad Bunny. We just
Hmm,
all the people who said he's not American when he's from Puerto Rico kind of pissed me off, so
sure.
we want to watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really know any of his music, but who is it? John Hamm is a big fan.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
there's a lot of like video of him like dancing it. Like he's
Mhm.
traveled and gone to Bad Bunny shows. It's really funny. Um, but I think it's gonna be a really fun halftime show, even though I
Yeah,
don't know the music.
yeah. So,
I worked on a Bad Bunny song once, so maybe he'll do that one. Probably not because that was 3 years ago, but um,
well,
I hope this is
yeah,
a short episode.
yeah. We've spent 35 minutes talking about football, which is
Yeah,
par for the course.
and
But
really much shorter than I anticipated, I feel like.
yeah, but also, this will be the last time I talk about football for the whole year until September.
Not me.
So,
It's my personality now, so not me. Oh, speaking of, oh, who won the game last night? Do we know?
what game last night?
The college championship.
Oh, Indiana.
Yeah, okay, of course. Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
It was
what?
close though.
It was
It was
close.
27-21. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
how
was.
Miami made it to the championship.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'll switch to NBA after the Super Bowl. Sports are my life now.
the Sabres are actually doing pretty well, so I'll probably be on a hockey kick once now that football is done
I've been
playing.
watching PWHL, women's hockey.
Nice.
Not doing
Um,
great, but it's okay.
but also I probably just don't care, won't care about sports that much.
I will. So, in the Olympics, I know everyone's
Oh
like
well,
down with
no.
Winter Olympics, but like I'm not. I like the
Oh
Winter
no.
Olympics.
Oh, I forgot that the Olympics were coming up this year. That
The
will be
week after
one.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so just kidding.
I'm
I'm
just
doing.
like jumping from one to the other.
Yeah. Well, can you, since I clearly am done with being alive, give me some words to keep me going?
Every day of my life, I am happy to do that. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar.
Nice.
Feels like that's not the original person that said that, but that is the quote that I have on my phone. So,
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that name doesn't sound very familiar, but
I mean, the name sounds vaguely familiar, but I also pretty sure it's much older than that. But that's okay.
the only
It's
thing
the
that's
sentiment that counts.
yeah, I was like, the only thing about that name that sounds familiar is the last name Ziegler, but that's from The West Wing, not from real life. So,
I know a lot of Zieglers in real life, but it's spelled differently.
mm. So today we are talking about Stargate Atlantis, Season 1, Episode 14, Sanctuary. It was rated 7.7 stars and came out on February 11th, 2005, which is the same date as the last SG1
Mm.
episode. So nothing new there. However, basically everyone on the show for this episode is new, and then we'll never do another episode again. Like we have like a weird one-off where the writer and director are both new, and that both
We'll
this is
never be
their only
back.
yeah.
Cool.
So this episode was directed by James Head. He is known for R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour, Stakeout, and Spooksville. Um,
Hmm.
he started his
Spooky
career,
stuff.
yeah, he started his career as a cameraman and worked up to director. Most of his spooky stuff, though, is like children's spooky stuff, and most of his credits are actually for Hallmark movies.
I look, this is a man after my own heart. You
Right.
have your sci-fi, your horror crossover, and then you go to Hallmark.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that for him.
Um, but also does not appear on the internet. Um,
Sure.
it was written by Alan Brennert, with story editing by Martin Garrow. Alan Brennert is known for LA Law, The Twilight Zone, and Dark Room. But his most recent television writing credit was in 2005. Um, so he has not done this in a while. He won an Emmy in 1991 for LA Law, but he's more well known for his writing that is not screenwriting. He is a science fiction and historical fiction author. He's published, I think, 13 books.
What's his name
Um,
again?
Alan
Bernard.
Brennert.
Bernard.
Yes. But he is also got really started in writing for he's worked for both DC and Marvel Comics, and he
Oh.
was the first person to write a Batman Elseworlds comic.
Batman what?
Elseworlds, which is one
I
of
don't
the
know what that is.
it's one of the weird Batman universes that exists.
Hmm.
So, and our editor is also new for Stargate, but I don't know if I've talked about him before.
Okay.
Because so our editor is Mike Banis, and Mike Banis, one of his largest credits for editing is that he was the editor for the entirety of Dead Like Me. But I can't remember if when we were doing Dead Like Me, we talked about editors yet or not.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know either.
So I don't remember. So I just wrote question mark. I didn't take notes about him. I just wrote, I think we
So we started doing editor when we started doing uh uh Psycho. What is it?
oh, Norman
Bates
Bates.
Motel.
Bates
When we started doing
Motel.
Bates Motel
And
because that's where the visuals really started getting crazy. That's when
yeah,
we
and
started
oh, and
doing.
it was after I went to that the Comic-Con in LA,
Hmm.
and they were like talking about how important the editor's work
Hmm.
it was and everything. So we haven't talked about Mike
We
Banis.
hadn't. Mm-mm.
So that would
Do
have
you
been
like how I remembered that, but I couldn't tell you today was Tuesday?
um I'm not
Cool.
surprised actually at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so Mike Banis, let me just pull up his Wikipedia real quick. He is known for um Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, and It's Not What You Know. Don't know what that is. Um But like I said, he did also do all of Dead Like Me.
Mhm.
He um not all of it. He did 8 episodes, but across all 3 seasons. He was born on the 4th of July, but in Canada.
So it doesn't matter.
Sorry, he passed away in 2022. He's very young though. He was born in 1968. He died at 53.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was born in 69.
Yeah, my mom was born in 68, so like so he passed away at age 53, and it does not tell me what for. Um at least on Wikipedia it doesn't. Um oh, oh, he had cancer.
Bummer.
That is a bummer. Um Here, this is from his obituary. Alongside his professional history, he boasted an equally impressive personal one. From his days as a teen living with several other punks in a shared apartment in Toronto to his adventures in China working on a kung fu miniseries, Mike always had an entertaining tale to tell. That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Um, but yes, so he has a bunch of nieces and nephews who have very, very Irish first names. Um, which that just popped out to me in his obituary. So yeah, but so unfortunately he passed away from cancer three
But
years
he's
ago.
Canadian.
He was Canadian, yeah.
Got it.
I mean, most of these people are.
Well, like you just said, his niece and nephews are all Irish names.
Well, no, I guess, but most of the people on working on Stargate
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah, yeah.
And then our guest star for this episode is weirdly not the priestess. She was not ranked as high as the guy who they met immediately when they went into the village, um,
Interesting.
who brought them to her. His name is Robert Thurston. He is known for Night at the Museum, The Battle for the Smithsonian, Bird on a Wire, and Stargate Atlantis. But unfortunately, there is three other Robert Thurstons, one of whom is a medical doctor and one of whom is a famous writer, and so I have no idea any of the information on the internet being about him or not.
Fair. I was
So
like, that name sounds familiar. Maybe I've heard of the writer because,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah. So we start this episode with our team in a puddle jumper coming around a planet. And when suddenly they're being chased by wraith darts, and as they're trying to fight off these darts, an electric like force field from the planet below like comes up and destroys the darts, but not the puddle jumper.
Yeah.
And so they determined that the only thing that would be powerful enough to control a weapon of that magnitude would be a ZPM. So they decide to go to the planet. However, when they get there, they find a pre-industrial civilization who not only have no technology, they have also never heard of the Wraith before. And they're like, this is what?
I have questions at the end.
Okay. Okay. So are they about this, about them not knowing about the Wraith?
Hmm. Because we
Yes.
learn who these people are later on in the episode.
Yes and no. I think I know the question, the answer to your question, but yes and no. Okay, fine, we'll get there. But so they're protected by their god or this being that they call Athar. And so they take the team to meet the priestess of Athar, who's named Chaya. Um, they're trying to talk to her, and Rodney becomes wildly unhinged for this entire episode. Just this is not a good
Truly.
Rodney episode.
Truly.
Um, and he starts explaining that they need to find the weapon. And everyone else is like, can you just shut the fuck up? Um, and so they explain that because the planet is free from the Wraith, they would like to work on a negotiation and see if they can bring refugees from the worlds that they are saving from the Wraith to this planet to be protected, to be safe. And so Chaya has to consult with Athar. And Athar said that she knows that their causes, or we don't know what Athar is, but Chaya is telling them that Athar said that they understand that the cause is righteous, but they have to put their own people first. They cannot help these refugees. They have to keep their people protected. And McKay becomes really angry and just starts basically verbally harassing this woman. Like in
This is why he's not the negotiator of the group.
no,
It's a
and
very good indication of why he's not.
And as he was doing this, he was basically like calling religion stupid the whole time and everything, and like everything that they were saying. And I said to Dan, I was like, Rodney McKay is the antithesis of everything that Daniel Jackson stands for. Like, it's
100%.
because and I understand that Rodney is not supposed to be the Daniel counterpart, he's more supposed to be the Sam counterpart.
Yeah.
Um, and Tayla's weird because she's the Daniel, but also the Teal'c.
Hmm.
Um, and Lieutenant Ford is kind of the nobody.
This is hard.
I love him, but he's really not, doesn't really have a counterpart in SU1. Um,
Hmm.
but Daniel is more likely to tell Jack to calm down and join a cult and tell them that their religion is 100% accurate because everyone's religion is 100% accurate and we can never tell anyone that they learned anything wrong. Whereas Rodney is like, you're an idiot, fuck you, no matter what they believe.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I can't. Um,
Yeah.
but once Shepard gets McKay to shut the fuck up, they they ask her if she will come back to Atlantis with them and learn about them and understand that they're not that different than her people and that they like deserve protection too. And so she agrees. So they take her to Atlantis. She undergoes some tests with Dr. Beckett, and Dr. Beckett is like, nope, everything's perfect. You're great. He tells her a little bit about how the tech works on the planet and how their medical machines work and everything. And then Shepard shows her around Atlantis. He's taking her on a tour. And in the control room, there is a new piece of equipment that they're working on that they haven't figured out exactly what it is yet. And Grodin is like, it's so complicated, I don't even know what it is, let alone how to turn it on. And Chaya touches it and it activates a biometric sensor array. So they can now like see the biometrics of everyone on Atlantis. And
Oh,
they tell her that she must have this ancient technology activation gene that Shepard has. Um, And so they eventually meet in the conference room now that she's seen Atlantis and they've talked about it and says that they will help her with technology and advancements for her civilization if she will accept the refugees. And she was like, we don't need your technology. Like, we live a perfectly normal, healthy life. We plant the food we need to eat. We have the housing we need to house. We don't need technology. Like, we don't want it.
yeah.
Like anything that we could need, we would get from Athar. We'd be fine. And she was
It
like,
really
what?
made me think of like in the grand scheme of life, where people are like, we're helping this third world country, so we're sending our people there, we're doing this. And it's like, no, you're causing more resources now. They didn't need you. Like some, of course, some people need help. Not that all countries
Right.
don't need help. But like there are definitely countries that
But
have
it's,
not
yeah,
wanted help and people go and try to help them
right.
anyway.
Well, and it's the same idea of like what we've talked about with SG1 about this idea of like coming into these cultures and like judging them based on your
Hmm.
moral worldview and
Yes.
then trying
Yeah.
to tell them what they need. But like these people are not unhappy. They are not,
Mhm.
they have shelter, they have food, they have religion. Like they're not Neanderthals.
Right.
They are a pre-technological or pre-industrialization culture that is clearly thriving in their culture. They don't need advanced technology. And in
Hmm.
fact, giving advanced technology to pre-industrial cultures who are not there yet, there's a reason that's part of the Star Trek Prime Directive.
Yeah.
Like because it fucks with people. So,
Hmm.
and she was like, actually, like the only thing that we like care about is spiritual knowledge. And so, like, what can you give us? And so we were like, well, they start going through all the 80 billion religions that exist on Earth and telling her that she can like learn as much as she wants about any of them. Um, which is cool. Like, I'm all for that. Um, and then uh we see Dr. Beckett. Is he talking to Weir or McKay? I think he's talking to Weir about how something is off about Chaya because all of her like medical scans are perfect, but like not within a normal healthy human range,
Right.
like exactly textbook perfect. And they're like, that's weird for a civilization that does not have access to medicine and technology. Like that's,
Mhm.
I mean, it's great that they're healthy and that their food's great. Like we're all for that, but like it's a little too perfect for what they have access
Right.
to
Yeah.
in terms of scientific and medical knowledge. So, of course, that makes McKay become even more paranoid. Um, and um,
And I will say, it is fair for him to be skeptical because he's not wrong that things are off. However, there's no need to be rude about it.
yes, and that's my problem with him is he's not just skeptical. He and because the difference is he's not skeptical. He's obdurate. Like he's like, I'm
Right.
right. Something's wrong about her. Nothing you say can be trusted. Nothing she says can be trusted. Like, and it's like,
That's
bro,
not quite the way.
I'm like,
Like,
that's not how we figure out what's going on. Um, and um, McKay is now convinced that the reason Chaya was able to turn on the biometric activator isn't because she had the activation gene, it's because it's an alien detector and she's an alien.
yeah.
And Weir's like, well, yes. She was in fact born on a different planet than we were, so I guess that would technically make her an alien. Like I
Right.
what? And she and he's like, I can't prove anything either way. I just want you to send her back. And she's like, slow your roll.
Okay.
Um, so then Shepard takes Chaya on a late night picnic to show goodwill.
He's so awkward. I love it.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, you're not fooling anyone, which is basically also what Taylor said. But
yeah.
like, bro,
But then, like, the only one he's fooled is himself because then he, like, even says it. He's like, I've never been in, a romantic situation with an alien before. Like, and it's like, dude, shut up.
right.
Um, but as awkward as he is, the feelings are reciprocated. They kiss, everything's cute. And then he comes back in, and McKay runs into him and starts accusing him of. He says, "Your Captain Kirk routine is not cute." And
Every time they mention Star Trek, I'm like, I should watch Star Trek one day.
yeah, but basically, that refers to the fact that William Shatner as Captain Kirk in every episode where they go to a planet where there are any kind of humanoid aliens, he woos a girl and schmoozes her in the most William Shatner way you can think of, and
Sure.
that is Kirk's character. And so uh Roddy's not wrong, he's just saying it in a really pejorative way.
Right, 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 right,
Um and but Chaya overhears them and gets upset. So the next day they go back to having a meeting and Rodney asks if he can scan her discreetly while in this meeting to try to prove that she is an alien. And so in there, Chaya is telling everyone that she's fascinated by the all of the world religions and she's fascinated by how many of them have like um comparative beliefs, but how many of them have contrasting beliefs and how it must be so difficult. And then how she can't condone the way that people use religion to create war. And she's like, everyone on earth hates or distrusts other people. Like it's not good. It's not truly religious. And she was like, there are many of you here that like Athar would be glad to accept as refugees, but there are some of you even in this room that have a level of distrust so high that like we could never help you. And she points out McKay and then um is like, are you done scanning me? Um, McKay then declares that the problem isn't that she has the ancient technology activation gene, it is that she is an ancient.
This is where my question comes in. So one, this is our first ancient crossover, like with an actual ancient in Atlantis, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So also the ancients seem all knowing. How do they not know wraiths exist?
No, she does.
I
The
thought she
people,
said she didn't.
no, she never said that. The people of her village of Proculus do not.
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
Yes.
That's why I was
Yes.
confused. But I thought it like she
Yes,
just never
no.
told them
Remember,
that.
well, and when we get to the end when she talks to Shepard, she explains that it's not a weapon. She is that electricity.
Right,
She becomes non-corporeal and just and stops the Wraith from attacking her people. Um, but they don't know anything about it because they're protected and watched over.
right. I'm
Um,
like honestly living their best life. I don't know why they're coming in. Atlanta's coming in trying to
yeah.
like disrupt them.
And she confirms that she is an agent, and that she did not come because she had any intention of ever helping them. She came because she had feelings for John and she was tired of being lonely. But she can't help them get sanctuary and she can't help them in Atlantis. Um, Before they can argue with her too much, she senses, like she has like a vision and basically senses the Wraith attacking her planet. So she turns into her ascended form and leaves through the Stargate, and Shepard follows her to Proculus. He takes out a few darts. Chaya basically uses the force field to take out the rest of them. And then they both go to the planet and he confronts her and is like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "What name do I call you? Are you Chaya? Are you Athar? Like, what's going on?" And she explains that she is um part of the ancients, which that means technically so are um these people on her planet. But remember, ancients and ascended are not the same.
Because Daniel was an ascended
An ascended being.
with
The
ancient
ancients,
S
the
powers.
ancients are no, the ancients are the only ones who can ascend. You have to be part of the ancient, or at least be human with an ancient technology, like an ancient gene. Like you have to
Gene.
come from these people, come from this ancient race to ascend, but you do not have the omnipotence until you ascend. So that's why the people of her planet don't know anything because they are just living blissfully happy. They don't even know about ascension because there's no need for them to, because she protects them.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
we turn out that she lashed out and attacked the Wraith to save the people of Proculus a long, long time ago. And the others, as she calls them, punished her by restricting her to protecting Proculus only. And if she were to help any of the people on Atlantis, they would come back for her, basically.
Mhm.
If so, it's not,
Well, because
it's
I know she talked about it a little bit, but like the ancients aren't supposed to cause and effect, basically. They're not supposed to interfere.
so here's the thing.
Okay.
This is a slight spoiler in that this everything that they're saying is everything that we already know about the
Right.
ancients based on Daniel's interaction with them. This is the only episode in Atlantis that talks about the others because these ascended beings who have become this non-interference like force
Hmm.
field, like this major space wars like gods are not what all ancient beings are.
So
And
ancients can interfere, the ascended cannot, basically.
kind of. It's very complicated, but it's more like I'm trying to think of a good comparison where um it's more like the difference between Thor and the Asgard Council.
Okay.
Yes. So like the
Yes.
Asgard Council, who was like, absolutely not, we won't help you. You're not one of us until you prove otherwise, blah blah blah. That's how the others are, this group of ancients who are like who are ascended beings who control things, who kicked Daniel out, who kicked Anubis out, who
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
made Athar stuck to this planet. We don't know it yet, but not all ancients who ascend and not all ascended beings and not all ancients fall under that category in this galaxy.
Only in this galaxy, though.
Well, this is their home galaxy.
Right. Oh, right. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
Okay.
then she says that I can't help you. I can't come back with you, but if you want to come visit me and make out sometimes, I'll be around. And then they have weird alien brain sex.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the episode. But yes, the only reason I'm super comfortable telling you that we're going to learn a lot more about the ancients and why these others are much more closely related to the ancients we learn about in SG1 versus the ancients we know about in this that we will continue to learn about in Atlantis is because the next episode is a very ancient heavy episode.
So, are we going to end up learning more about the ancients from
Absolutely.
Atlantis than as opposed to SG-1?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the next episode of Atlantis is gonna teach us a lot about the Atlanteans and the original ancients.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Because
Gotcha. Gotcha.
it's also the word ancients is also really only like an earth word. They are the Atlanteans, but when they came to Earth to escape Atlantis, they became these ancient, powerful beings, and that's why all of our people call them the ancients, because to Earth they are the ancients. But
Yes.
Here they are just the Atlanteans, like the Janai and the Athosians. Like it's just that's the race
All the
of.
Atlanteans are ancients in
Yes.
Earthwords.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna draw a family chart because there's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on. And it is but yes, but so like that's actually my only trivia note for this episode was this is the only Atlantis episode that that we discussed the ancients in the way that we have seen them in SG-1 in the non-interference like thing. This is not a but it's because it's that bridge for everyone who understands the SG-1 lore to get into this new world of Atlantis. It's basically a bridge between the way we view ancients now and the way we will in the future view ancients.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. I will I will figure that out in time, I'm sure. A little bit better in my head.
Eventually, you'll get there. So, do you have any other questions?
I mean, any that are going to be answered today? Probably not. I want to know everything about every Atlantean, every different race for the
Um,
chart. Um,
I honestly don't remember well enough to even tell you, even if it wasn't spoilers.
I know, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. Because you've watched Atlantis once, but all the way through it as it was coming, or
No, I watched Atlantis once when or like when it first came out, and then I
mhm.
rewatched it in when did I rewatch the whole thing? I want to say 2015 was the last time I did a full
Oh, okay, so
rewatch.
it's still been a minute. So like that would
Yeah,
be a
it
lot
was
to
it was
kind of
either
like
right before Disney or right after that I did my full rewatch. No, it was after because as soon as I finished Atlantis, I did Game of Thrones, and I didn't watch that before.
mhm.
Because Nancy Montana tried to get me to watch it and I didn't. So it was
Yes,
2017. But still, that's almost 10 years ago
almost
now.
10 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of details. Yeah, so that makes sense. I don't know. I sure didn't realize the ancients and the Atlanteans were all one until today. I don't know if I was supposed to, but I
Um,
sure didn't.
we
Um,
haven't really done too much. We've done a lot more building up of the Wraith and the galaxy than we have truly into the lore of Atlantis itself. But I don't know if that's been like super um like stated. But
yeah.
yeah, we kind of figure out that the people of Atlantis, aka Atlanteans, are probably who then escaped Atlantis and went to Earth and became the ancients are probably the same people.
So that makes they did talk about that kind of the first couple
Yeah,
episodes, I think.
they talked about it, but they probably didn't say like in black and white. The ancients are
Right.
actually the Atlanteans. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like are the Wraith a type of ancient?
no,
Okay.
the Wraith are an alien species that is native to this galaxy, the Pegasus galaxy. Yes.
So there's Atlanteans, there's Wraith. Are there more?
Um, yes, doesn't necessarily mean that like it's the same as like we know that in our galaxy there are Unas, there are Goa'uld, there are
Hmm, hmm.
like humanoid, but there are also the replicators and the what the fuck do they call Thor's species? The little gray
Asgards.
Asgards, yeah. Like so like there's lots of different alien species. I don't none will be
Forefront as the Atlanteans
as
and the
yeah,
Wraith.
the Atlanteans and the Wraith are kind of the two big ones that we need to know about. That does not mean that there won't be other alien species or other bad guys that appear because it's a 5 season show, a sci-fi show, so other things have to
Sure.
pop up.
Sure.
Um,
So like the Janai are Atlantean, and then this group of
well,
people today.
it's also very similar to the way the Goa'uld took the humans and spread them out throughout the galaxy. In the fleeing of Atlantis, or in different factions or splits throughout the history of Atlantis, some of the Atlanteans split and went to Earth. Some of them left pre-war, some of them left and like went to other planets. So all of these people, the Athosians, the Janai, all these people that we've met, in the way that the people on P3X 492 are technically human from hundreds and hundreds of millennia ago, these people are technically still related to the Atlantean, but not, but they have as much in common with the Atlanteans as the people of Earth do with the people of whatever planet Daniel has found a new society on.
Sure, 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 sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep that in my brain kind of and
Yeah,
figure it out as we go.
it's just kind of a scapegoaty way to like explain why every planet has humanoid aliens on it instead of alien
I see.
aliens. Yeah.
I see. I see. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Um,
if every time we landed on a new planet we had to have a new visual alien, the budget would be a lot different.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Are we gonna see Shia or whatever her name is again at our
Not that I have any memory of.
cool, 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 cool.
Yeah.
I was afraid that you were gonna tell me that. We found
Um,
John 11 now we'll never see her again.
John is John does not need a love.
Fine.
He
You
might.
never know. Everyone needs love.
John already has love. He just doesn't have it yet.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair.
Nor
Fair.
will he ever. In the same way that Jack and Sam will never be Jack and Sam. John and Elizabeth will
Sure.
never be John and Elizabeth. But like, it's obvious that if they weren't there, they could.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
except for that technically, I think Elizabeth is engaged to a man that we just met a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
I
Um,
always forget about him.
I think she does too.
Probably. Probably.
Oh. But yeah, so but I mean, in the same way that Daniel and Jack can't go too many episodes without having someone have a crush on them, we can't give a good-looking man like John Shepherd a lack of an alien lover every once in a while.
Yep. Yep. Tis men in the
The
show
only
Stargate.
the only thing that gives me true joy is that they didn't immediately introduce Taylor and start building creepy, awkward sexual tension between John and Taylor. That's the only thing that I like. That's the thing that I'm like, at least you had the ability to write a strong female character without her immediately. Like, because,
Yeah, I immediately thought they were gonna like
yeah,
have a situation.
exactly.
I think
They're
I
both
said that in the first like one of the first
right. Like,
episodes.
they're attractive. She comes in, they like have a spark of chemistry, but like, it really is a friendship, and it's beautiful that it's a friendship. And now that we've seen
Yeah.
her and she's been here for like 14 episodes, it is very obvious that that is not where this is going.
Yeah.
And I am grateful every time I rewatch this first season to be like, thank God they didn't immediately put Taylor in a will they won't they,
Yeah. I
because
love Taylor.
I love Taylor. And well, and the thing is, Sam was a little less well written.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, there's a lot of season one episodes that are very gender stereotypy. Um, she has a lot of like awkward love situations. And even though she is definitely a very smart, independent, strong, badass woman, there's
Hmm.
always this haze around her of like the 8 different alien fiancés she's had. She has Pete now, she had Jack. Like there's always this haze of it. But they did a good job of writing it into her character in a way that she is struggling with the can I be a wife and a badass scientist soldier.
Hmm.
Like, and so
Yeah.
they at least wrote some depth to that for her. But if you look back at season one, she really was a token female.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when they introduced Taylor, there's a fear that as a sci-fi show, especially with a hot, like Amazonianly dressed alien woman, they were going to make her a token sci-fi female.
Hmm.
And the fact that they don't is probably why it's probably one of the reasons why I have always liked Atlantis better than SG-1.
Yeah. That's fair.
And
That's
to be
fair.
fair, it's almost a decade later. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's almost a decade later, so the way women are written in science fiction changes over that decade, and they have made changes to Sam as it has gone on. But for me, as a teenager watching these shows for the first time, I really just like connected with the way Elizabeth and Taylor are written and the fact that they don't have love interests. It's not who they are, it's not why they're there. And
Yeah.
that, so
That's fair.
yeah. But, you know, Joe Flanagan's hot, and every once in a while, people want to watch him kiss somebody. So I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
listen, even now, because this episode came out in what, 2005? It's now 2025, so it's 21 years later.
Hmm.
Even now, he's
I'm
not.
looking him up. I'm looking up today's Joe Flanagan.
I mean,
He's definitely aged, but yeah.
I was like, I mean, I can send you the picture of me with him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I found him. Yeah. Nope, he's still attractive.
And the first thing he said to me when I met him was he was like looking down at his phone and like getting frustrated. And then he looked at the table and he goes, I'm so sorry. You look too young to know this, but teenage boys are the worst. I'm gonna kill my sons, so I apologize if I'm distracted. And then he vented to me for 10 minutes about his sons and how much they pissed
That's
him off. And
amazing.
I was like,
That's amazing.
I love it. So my dad was laughing as I'm just like drooling over this man talking to me about his grown ass teenage sons.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's hilarious. I love it.
Um, so if you don't have anything else, I'll tell you, like I said, next week our podcast episode is SG1 episode or season 8, episode 15. But our next Atlantis episode will give us some more Atlantean ancient background knowledge we need to get going with this season.
Hmm.
So, who is your MVP?
You don't want me to punch anybody first?
Oh, I always my problem is I always write them in the wrong order. I always talk about punching
Mm,
first, but I always write my MVP first. So that's
I
what
see.
happened. So, who do you want to punch?
I mean, Roger McKay.
No, I wrote Rodney and then I had to write it back up because I knew you were going to write Rodney
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
made
of
me really
course.
angry because Rodney just was the fucking worst this episode. And
For sure.
I picked Elizabeth, even though I love Elizabeth. She was not nearly as strict with Rodney and his delusion as she could have been.
Well, and she also like when they were talking about like the like what technology you want, she really treated this as a like we have more than you, you're gonna like bow down to us.
Yeah,
And it's like we're negotiating in a
it was a
happier way
very
and you're coming on a little strong.
it was
Like,
a very the UN made this negotiation.
yeah.
Which to be
Yeah.
fair, that was her job.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
but like, yeah, it was very much a like I work for the UN and no one who is not advanced enough to be part of our coalition could possibly not need things from
Right.
us. Like it very much felt like
Talking
the
down
way
more
Europe
than
talks to the
necessary.
way European countries deal with the African wars. So there's
Yeah.
that. But yeah, so even though Rodney was categorically the worst in this episode, Elizabeth
Hmm.
really wasn't shining.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fair.
who is your MVP?
This might be out of left field. I'm gonna go Taylor though.
Okay.
I like how she handled things. I like how like she's always kind of the calm voice, and I like how she like handles Shepard. And she just like I just like
Yeah.
her.
I love her. I do. I so I picked two because I picked one thinking that you were gonna pick them,
Hmm.
and then you didn't. But I still think I'm gonna go with my second choice. My first choice was John, just because like he really was the only one with cool head, and even though he was thinking with his penis a little bit,
Yeah.
he didn't make any like he didn't make a Daniel level penis decision.
Right. 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 Right.
Um, but I'm not gonna pick him because I there was one scene, it was a very small scene, but in this one scene, it just made me remember how much I love this character and how much every time they talk, it brings me joy. And they're just so nice and wonderful. And that is Carson.
That was my second pick.
Dr. Carson Beckett. I don't like literally, like I've said, I cried most of this weekend. I have also
Hmm.
been complaining to Dan that I just have been feeling very apathetic in general lately. I've had a really hard time like finding joy. And after the scene where Carson was talking to her about like medicine and about the ancients and about like why they're in Atlantis, I like genuinely smiled. And I was like,
Yeah.
I just love Carson.
I
So
know.
in both the episode and in my life, I needed that. So like
Fair.
that is Carson is my MVP.
I
So
love that. I love that.
so with that, that is the end of this Sci-Fi Sunday episode. We made it. After, for those of you, we only took a couple week break for Christmas, but Courtney and I took a like a month and a half break for
Yeah.
recording, and we figured out how to do it. We did it.
Again, we've done it again.
We've done it
We've made it.
again. We've made it. So, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please feel free to email us at deathandaliens@gmail.com or follow us on all of the social media at Death and Aliens. You can follow me everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And you can find me at CE Cloud 13.
And we will see you on Thursday for our Thriller Thursday episode. Bye.
Bye.